Hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Is this weird seeing me twice in 1 week? Yeah. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, September the 22nd. And I would say happy fall, y'all, but it was 91 degrees today. Yeah, does not feel like fall. So yeah, still a scorcher here in the South, and I know it is in some other parts of the country. Talked to a couple people in Florida today, said it's still sweltering. So I'm wondering if it's feeling like fall anywhere. Yeah, because it's hot today. So tomorrow is our official first day of fall, and it's still 91 here. And it's looking like it's going to be that hot all week long. But today is Sunday, and it is, hello Lynn, and it is September the 22nd, and this is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. If you're watching this later on YouTube, if you don't want to see all the hi hellos, just go ahead and grab that little scroll bar and take it over to about 10 minutes because that's when it kind of dies down. But if you are here with us live on Facebook, hello Gina, and if you want to say hi, please do because we would love to say hi back. Hello April. And if you are new, if it is your very first time, hello Sherry. If it's your very first time, and Sherry, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but your badge, and Kim as well. Hi Kim and hi Lynn, hi Vicky, hi Claudie. But I wanted to say Lynn, Sherry, and Kim, your badge when you come up on this, I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but it says top fan. So yay, apparently y'all are the top fans. Anyway, hello Rosie, hello Rosie from California. Hello Sandra from Dingman's Ferry. Hello Evie. Hello Mary Ann, says it's also hot in Pennsylvania. Hello Trish, also a top fan. Good. Hello Sandy from Northeastern Kansas, also a top fan. April said very hot in Pennsylvania today. Another Lynn, hello. Hi Jennifer, another top fan. Awesome. Down at 1.8 for a total of 10 pounds. Awesome. Yay. Hello Carol. Hello Martha. Another top fan. Wow, what are y'all doing to become top fans? Anyway, hello Carol Lou. Hello Alicia. Hello Barbara from the Crossroads. Alicia, Barbara. Yeah, top fans. Y'all are cool. Yeah, awesome. Hello Myra from Texas. Hello. Oh, Sandra says love your nails. Oh yeah, I'll show you all my nails in a second because I did them before the chat. I did them yesterday. Yeah, and Barbara says it is hot, hot, hot. She is exactly right. Hello, Kathy. Yeah, but who was with us? Hello, Vicky from Oklahoma. Another top fan. Hello. Oh, hey, Angie. Yes, and I'm not Barbie tonight. I have on the black glasses, but sorry. Aloha, Kathy, and hello, Amy. So if you're new with us tonight, be sure and let us know that you're new so that we can welcome you appropriately and we can say hi, hello. Hello, Irma, another top fan. Yeah, and no, Lynn, I don't do that. I don't know how it does the top fan, but anyway, I am Margaret from Northern Illinois. Hello, Lindsay. So it's another awesome week. Today is Sunday. Oh, hold on. I started to say today is Sunday, but Amy is new. Everybody say hi to Amy. She's coming up right here. So hello, Amy. Yeah, everybody welcome Amy. Just AMY. Normal Amy. Yeah, so everybody say hey, hello. Yeah. So glad that you are with us. It's her first time. So yeah, what was I going to say? Who was with us Wednesday night? Did it confuse you all? Did it confuse you all that I was here twice? That we did this twice this week? So everybody that joined us live on Wednesday for the, hello Sandy, for the kickoff of KCKitchenCenter.com. Thank you all so much. Thank you very, very much. Oh, and Rosie got her nails done for tonight too. Awesome. Let's see them. And Irma's here every Sunday. Yeah, that's so sweet. But yeah, so KCKitchenCenter.com, we kicked it off Wednesday. Thank you all so much. Hello, Lacey, another top fan. Thank you all for being here Wednesday during our super special chat as we launched KC Kitchen Center. So excited. Yeah, I figured out that we do need a different breaker in that kitchen wall. But you know what? I'm super happy that it happened during our little special live instead of while I had a classroom full of people. Because that would have been crazy. That would have been absolutely crazy. But anyway, so we had another great week. We did find out that pierogies. Oh, and hello, Sandra finally made it. I'm sorry, let me say finally. Sandra made it here on time tonight from Chicago. Yeah. Yeah, and Janice was there. Mary saw part of it. Yeah, Lacey said it was cool. It was a nice kitchen. I know that's her work kitchen. Hello, Mary. Yeah, and Betty says it was fun Wednesday night. So I was super happy to find pierogies because I'd never had one before, and they were delicious. And the kind that we used on Wednesday night, it was Mrs. T's frozen pierogies, and it was only 5 smart points for 3 of them, and they were absolutely delicious. So I am super happy, and we'll be adding that, to our repertoire for sure, because they were very good. And thank you, Trish, said it was a great demo. And Angie says she's waiting on a class. So Angie, I told you, come, just show up. just come over and show up and I will give you your own private class. We are trying to figure out though, and thank you Sherry, and thank you Lynn, we do love that kitchen. And hello Jackie from Jackson, New Jersey. That's hard to say, Jackie from Jackson, New Jersey. And hello Marlene from Largo, Florida. I understand it's still hot there. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how, we're getting ready for our first class, and I'm still trying to figure out how we can stream it live while we're having a class there in the kitchen. So once I get that figured out, we will be ready for class number 1. And y'all know me, once class number 1 is in the books, we'll get kicking. Oh, and for those of you that asked about my nails tonight, I think it's called Pumpkin to Talk About. And hello Betty, and as y'all know, Casey sells Color Street, so if you are interested in any of these, you can just go to Casey's Color Street, or you can ask here and we'll send you the link. But I had never ever done my nails. This has kept me from chewing on my nails. I am taking better care of my nails, and so I am doing this as a treat to me. But are these not the cutest? They're little Halloween nails, and they've got little pumpkin faces on them, but I think it's called Pumpkin to Talk About. Casey, I'll have to tell you. Hello, Patty says she's finally getting to see us live. Yay. So, Patty, is this your first time live? Because if it is, we're going to give you a shout out. I know, Barbara, tell me about it. Barbara said, boy, your nails are getting long. I know, usually they are like, I don't chew my nails, but I chew on around them so much that they stay super short. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm really happy to be having, oh, yeah. And Jackie says it matches my hair. Actually, it does. Yeah. Hello, Loretta. Okay. So, another great week. Thank you again. Oh, it's Patty's second time. Okay, so Patty, we're not going to welcome you. I'm just kidding. Everybody, welcome Patty back again. We're so glad that you were back. So, another great week. We had an awesome time Wednesday night. We did not get to make the butternut squash, the pumpkin spice butternut squash, but we will make that. Maybe that'll be our first live class, whatever that we do there at the Kitchen Center. But if you saw anything that you liked and you didn't get a chance to order it on Wednesday night, kckitchencenter.com, it's kckitchencenter.com, is open and running 24 hours a day. And if you're here in Knoxville and want to come by, we're there Tuesday through Saturday. Okay, so. And hello, Sue from New Zealand. So is it already fall in New Zealand, Sue, since it's tomorrow? Yeah, because I was going to tell everybody happy fall, or like happy fall, y'all, but it's 91 degrees here today. 91. Hello, Jenny from Boston. So yeah, so I'm having trouble saying that it's going to be fall tomorrow. And I even tried, I've got the air cranked down in the loft. You can ask John because he's about to freeze to death. I have the air cranked down so that I could wear a longer sleeve shirt so that, yeah, so that I could like feel like it was, you know, fall. Okay. So, let me see. Last week, let's go find last week. So last week, we talked about carbs, but I want to know who attended a meeting last week. So who sat your bottom of a little chair? Who sat your bottom of a little chair last week? Give me a thumbs up if you're live here with us on Facebook. Give me a thumbs up if you sat your bottom of a little chair. And if you were here with us live, Sue says we have lambs. What does that mean? We have lambs? Sue's in New Zealand, I know, but lambs? I don't know what that means. Okay, so give me a heart if you attended with us here last week, or if you did both. Some hearts, lots of hearts, lots of hearts. Several thumbs ups, but lots and lots and lots of hearts. So you all get extra Bravo stickers, And who attended with us Wednesday night too? Hello, Liz. Who attended with us Wednesday night too? So, I don't know, do lots of hearts or something. So if you were here with us Sunday night, last Sunday night, if you sat your bottom in a little chair, and if you were here with us Wednesday night, you get extra big Bravo stickers. Extra big Bravo stickers. Yeah, so thank you all so much. Thank you. Lots of thumbs ups and hearts. So if you're watching this later on YouTube, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Or if you're watching this from the blog, IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Or if you, oh, Sue has a farm and she has little lambs running around. Sorry, Sue. I was having trouble following that one. That's so sweet. Little lambs are sweet. We would love to have a, No. Liz, I'm not always on Wednesdays too. We had a special one on Wednesday. Hello, Lisa. Another top fan. Awesome. So does that mean that it's spring? Does that mean it's spring in New Zealand, Sue? Yep, Patricia did all 3. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Or if you're watching this later, remember to comment if you watched us Sunday night or sat your bottom in a little chair or both, or if you attended Wednesday, so I can give you your Bravo stickers. I also want to give everybody their Bravo stickers. Hello, Lisa. I also want to give everybody, oh yeah, Sue says it's springtime. That's the see. I guess that would be right, because you're on the other side of the equator from us, right? So we have fall starting tomorrow, even though it's fall and it is 91 degrees. Or it was 91 degrees today. And Sandra had a great week. She lost 2.6 pounds. Yay. And hello, Vicky. Yep, another top fan. Okay. So, and Loretta says, I wish we were having spring in the fall. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. So, homework people, y'all did a great job. Last week we talked about, oh, and Liz says, was it posted on the Facebook page? Liz, we were here. We were here Wednesday night. Yeah, but it was to introduce KC Kitchen Center, and it's there. It's there. We made 2. We tried to make 3 things, but the breaker blew. So we got 2 of the things. We got 2 of the things there, but it is still on Facebook. The video is still on Facebook. So if you want to go back and watch it, we didn't post it on YouTube because it was just to launch the KC Kitchen Center website, but it is still on Facebook if you want to go back and watch it. But congratulations, everybody. Lots of hearts still coming, so congratulations on all those Bravo stickers. And now that the KC Kitchen Center website is launched, then guess what? Jessica's getting ready to start on the If You Have an Egg website. Yay! Yay, 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 yay. Oop, and Sherry has been doing WW online for 2 weeks and she's down 8 pounds. Yeah! Way to go! That is awesome! Awesome, awesome. And hello, Vicky. So last week, we talked about getting a carb plan, and the zoodles were so pretty. I saw several of you all ate zoodles or some kind of spiralized veggies or like riced cauliflower or riced broccoli in place of pasta. A couple of people had spaghetti squash, and I'm just wondering if the spaghetti squash people did, if you did it in the air fryer. Because if you want to do spaghetti squash in the air fryer, we have a chat for that. Or I guess it is a chat. Yeah, a chat and a video for that. So if you want to go back on YouTube and watch that, you can. Super, super, super easy to make in the air fryer, and it's a great substitute for carbs. But remember, carbs are not a bad thing. Carbs are not a bad thing. You just have to make sure you're getting the right kind of carbs, and you don't want to go crazy, with them. So sugar carbs, like things that are pure sugar, that would be different than getting carbs, say, from a piece, of fruit, even though that is also sugar. Okay. But we talked about getting a carb plan, and making one. And the homework for last week was to Angie, no pressure cooker yet. So the homework for last week was, but I have 4 air fryers. So just saying. Okay, so the homework for last week, though, was to find something and substitute it. Like find something that's higher in carbs and substitute it with something else. So again, a lot of you all did zoodles, or like some kind of spiralized veggies. I did see, and Lynn ate all the wrong carbs this week. Sorry, it happens. It happens to everybody. But several of y'all did the spiralized veggies, saw a lot of cauliflower rice, saw several spaghetti squashes, so that was excellent. So more Bravo stickers, bravo to everyone who did that. But we did talk about that a half a cup of spaghetti squash has 5 carbs and 0 smart points, and a half of a cup of a half a cup of whole wheat pasta is 2 smart points and 15 carbs. So whole wheat pasta is not bad. It's just, you can get a lot more bang for your buck. And John swears that the spaghetti squash filled him up more. So maybe, and somebody suggested that maybe it was the fiber that was in the spaghetti squash that did that filled him up. But I still want to try this one. That one looked so yummy. So we did have, we had spaghetti squash twice last week. We've been, kind of bulking it up. And while you're doing that, don't forget, while you're swapping out your, things for lower carbs, you're also bulking it up. You're also #bulk it up. So that's a bonus when you're doing that. Okay, so carbs went well, I think. You all did pretty good on your homework, pretty good. It wasn't one of your best weeks, but you did pretty good on your homework. So bravo to everyone who did it. This week, it's a strange subject, but it's a good one. It's a really good one. And it's one of the ones where when people, when it comes up every year, and I think it's been coming up every year for the last couple of years, people go, what? Because I don't think they really understand it until you get into the nitty gritty of it, or unless you attend a workshop. So if you just, if you're just online and, oh, hold on. What was yay, Angie? Oh, and Angie just signed back up on WW. I know. Is that not funny? Formerly Weight Watchers. I love that they put that in parentheses, and I love that you put that in parentheses, Angie. But yay, congratulations. I'm so glad you are back on. But this week it is hello Titters. It is find your sitting solution. So a lot of people, so your sitting solution, and people are thinking, why do I need a sitting solution? And if you are online or digital only, I don't know. I just don't think this topic comes across the same digitally as it does verbal, as somebody telling you, hello Tag, as somebody telling you, what's going on. So I don't know if y'all know this or not, but the average, well, let me let you guess. Don't look it up. Do not look it up. How many hours a day do you think, oh, and hubby Joel, did Joel join too? That's awesome. How many hours a day, hello Bernice, another top fan. How many hours a day do you think that the average person spends sitting? So, hold on. Patty did get the spaghetti squash with the turkey spaghetti sauce done, but she couldn't get the tag done. Here's your Bravo sticker, honey. Here's your Bravo sticker. Hello, Tammy. But how many hours a day do y'all think the average American, and don't cheat, do not look it up, spends sitting down? So we're not talking laying down. We're talking just sitting down. So maybe you're at work, maybe you're riding in a car. Okay, let's see, like Lynn says she traveled all weekend, so that was a lot of car sitting. So maybe driving, in a car. Wow, Lynn, 12, wow. Sitting at work, sitting and waiting on people, sitting on our bottoms, maybe on social media, things like that. So how many hours a day do y'all think the average American spends? Oh gosh, Betty sits 10 hours a day on her job. Oh my gosh. Good. Oh, and Angie says, hubby Joel stuck with it. Awesome. That is awesome. Okay, it's actually 8. So I know we're, an average. Average means some people sit 6 and some people sit 12, but the average is 8. So the average person is sitting still. That does not include sleeping. So that does not include laying down sleeping. The average person spends 8 hours a day sitting still and doing nothing. Absolutely doing nothing. So I don't know if y'all have heard this or not. We did talk about this last time this subject came up, and I guess that's been about a year ago, that sitting is the new smoking. So, we used to always hear that, smoking was bad for you. Smoking was going to cause, all these heart problems, and it was going to, just a really bad, big health risk. But sitting is the new smoking. So people are so sedentary, playing video games, sitting at work, just not, getting up and getting out, that according to our weekly, and I have seen this multiple other places, they say it's time to stand up for your health, literally. Sitting for long stretches is associated with higher blood sugar, type 2 diabetes, a bigger waistline, the list goes on and on. But enough with the bad news. There are tons of ways to get yourself out of that chair, up off the sofa, and on your feet. It's just a matter of creating a new habit. So, higher blood sugar. We don't want that. We're all here to try and get healthier and thinner and be, cute in our clothes. We don't need high blood sugar because we're sitting still. We don't need type 2 diabetes because we're sitting still. No. And none of us is here to get a bigger waistline. We're all here to get smaller waistlines while we're getting healthy. So what are some things that we can do to stand up? So does that mean, though, the standing up, does that mean that you have to get up and exercise? No. Apparently just standing up and doing anything once an hour is all it takes. Hello, Debbie. Orlando Debbie. Is all that it takes. So you don't have to get up once an hour, and run. You don't have to get up once an hour and do jumping jacks. You don't have to get up once an hour and do anything, hideously strenuous. You just need to get up once an hour. I'm really bad about not doing this. But what they're asking us to do in our weekly is to pinpoint times of day when we sit the most, and then create a new habit loop like the one below. So we're going to talk about habit loops, and we have talked about these in the past. There are other, hello Shirley, there are other chats where we talk about habit loops, but anything good or bad is a habit. Heather, first visit. Heather, is it your first time with us? I think it is. Yeah, everybody welcome Heather. She's right here. Welcome Heather. Hello. We're so glad that you are with us. But good or bad, all habits are reinforced. Again, whether they're good or bad, all habits are reinforced by this loop that we create. Yep, and it is Heather's first time. We are so happy that you are here. By this loop, that we create. So the loop starts with number one, a cue. So something cues us that it's time to do whatever it is that we're getting ready to do. Again, remember, good or bad, something cues us that it's time to do it. Number two is the behavior. So in this habit loop, we're going to create a new behavior. And then number three is what you get. So the reward. Okay, so even if it's a bad habit, so the cue could be like I had gotten into the habit of eating a snack every single night, whether I was hungry or not, whether I needed it or not, whether I had the points or not. I had gotten into a habit of eating a snack every single night. So the cue was, it's time to start winding down. The behavior was eating the snack, but then the reward was I was like, yeah, I had a snack, but I didn't feel any better. I wasn't hungry, so it didn't satiate me because I wasn't hungry. Hello, Joyce from west of Ann Arbor. So really the reward was at the end not losing weight. I was starting to eat bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger snacks. And in part 2 of tonight's chat, we are going to talk about portions. We're going to talk about portions and serving sizes. So I was letting my serving sizes or my portions get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So there was no reward. What we're going to talk about with this, finding the sitting solution is we need to do the 3 things. And the one thing is pick a cue for when we're going to stand up. We're going to stand up. Maybe we're going to stretch. Maybe we're going to touch our toes. Maybe we're just going to take a little stroll around the office. Maybe we're going to go out to the mailbox. Maybe we're going to take the dog out. So we're going to pick a cue, so what is your cue that's going to get you up once an hour, every hour, some kind of a reminder. The second thing is we're going to decide on what that new behavior is. So I know somebody up here, and I can't scroll back there yet, somebody up there said something about taking the dog out. So maybe the behavior is every hour you take the dog out. And then what's the reward? Focus on the reward. So let's say that it's the dog, walking. So every hour, if your Fitbit or your activity watch, activity monitor or your Apple Watch, whatever it is. So let's say hello Teresa. So let's say every hour it goes off. And so that's your cue for it to go off every hour. Then if your new behavior is going to be to go ahead and take the dog outside, every hour, then the reward is going to be A, a happy dog, B, probably no accidents in the house, and C, you got your standing every hour. So that would be like a triple reward. So we're going to pick a cue. Okay, so mine should be my Apple Watch. But because of the way we work, a lot of times I end up covering up my watch so that it stops giving me notifications while I'm with a customer. So the good and the bad of that is that the customers don't get disturbed by my watch going off, with phone calls 24 hours a day, not 24 hours a day, but, phone calls, because it never fails. If I'm with a customer, like 5 other people will call who don't actually need me at that exact moment, but then my watch is going off, and even though I'm still standing there completely engaged in the conversation, they're like, your arm's ringing. Your arm is ringing, are you going to answer it? So I end up covering it up, which silences it. But that also means, though, that my activity monitor is silenced. So I've got to pick another cue. What am I going to do? Maybe I'll get Casey or somebody to come by once an hour because we're mostly there, in the showroom, or we're there in the showroom a lot. But so I've got to pick a cue. You've got to pick a cue. You've got to pick something that's going to remind you to get up every single hour, whether it's your activity monitor, whether it's an alarm on your clock, whether it is, if you've got a timer, if you just turn it around. Maybe you've got one of those sand timers. You could turn it over, if it lasts for an hour, and when the grains run out, then you could, the sand goes through, then you could go out, and do something. And again, remember, you don't have to do anything crazy. but decide on what your new behavior is. So once an hour, oh, maybe it could be commercials. Maybe it could be, because it doesn't have to be once an hour. So maybe if you're going to be watching TV, maybe every time a commercial comes on, you're going to get up. Or maybe every time a commercial gets on, you go take a stroll around the living room, or do a couple of squats, or just stretch. Remember, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can just be as much as, stretching. So you got to decide on what your new behavior is going to be. And then 3, we're going to focus on what the reward is. So the reward might be something like, like they say in our weekly, some of the examples they gave were, it could be a relaxed feeling that you get after stretching. Because think about it, if you stand up, and stretch, and I keep saying stretching, but it feels so good to stretch, so good. So maybe it could be the relaxed feeling you get after stretching. Or maybe it's just the satisfaction of a tiny bit of self-care, that you just a little bit of self-care. And no matter how small it is, this payoff part of the habit loop is what helps you to stick with it. Once you recognize the reward, you'll want to do the new behavior again and again and again and again, and then boom, it's a habit. Boom, it is a habit. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for our homework this week. And Barbara says, going to the bathroom from all the water, LOL. Yeah, so here we go with the water. So Lynn says she's going to set the kitchen stove timer for an hour and then have to go turn it off, or it keeps buzzing. Perfect. That is perfect. Or if you can find something that you can snooze, like if you can snooze it until the next hour. Or there are some app reminders. I know, like for drinking water, there's one called Plant Nanny that's really funny, because your plant grows, if you do that. But surely there have got to be some, that remind you to stand up, and get around. Maybe if you've got a buddy, maybe if you have a buddy, you could remind your buddy. Y'all could go, oh, it's been an hour, we need to do something. And remember, and again, this doesn't mean that you have to leave your desk. You don't have to abandon your desk and ask for a break and tell your boss, oh, I'm going out, whatever. Just stand up and stretch, touch your toes, do something, just get up. And Sherry, do you know, what are some app reminders? Do you have any in mind that you can share with us? Because that would be really good. I forgot to mention, yep, Lacey says she listens to her Fitbit. Yeah, the Fitbit, that was one bonus of having the Fitbit instead of the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch, sometimes the technology is a little too good, because again, I can silence it, if too many people are calling, but then I don't hear it for the activity monitor. So I got to figure that one out. But I forgot to mention the recipe for this week from WW is for overnight oats, banana bread overnight oats. I don't particularly like overnight oats, but it reminded me. It says nothing to do with your homework, but for the 1 million people, just about, who have asked about the muffin recipe, about the WW oatmeal in a pack muffin recipe, it is up. So it's with a pack of the oatmeal. You can use any kind of instant oatmeal. You can also do it with regular quick oats. But anyway, that is up. Yeah, this reminded me. That reminded me. So, okay, it is already almost time for the second part of this. So I want to remind you to do your homework. This is your homework. This is your homework. Oh, and Sherry says she's a clock watcher too. Yeah. Sherry, there are days that I'll be with a customer and I'll blink and go, how long was I with them? And it'll be like 2 hours. Like 2 hours of the same person, and I don't even realize it. So anyway, I'm not a very good clock watcher. But your homework for this week, and remember to tag me in it. So if you're going to post it on Instagram, it's just at IfYouHaveAnEgg. If you're going to post it here on the Facebook page, it is also at IfYouHaveAnEgg. If you're going to post it in our closed group, and if you are not in our closed group, if you go to join, and maybe somebody will share the link down here for you, but if you go to join, pretty please answer the 3 questions. The 3 questions, and do not put yes, yes, yes. Because then I have to, and don't, especially not if you've just joined or if you're not a real person, because I'm probably not going to let you in. Yeah, so please answer them. They're simple questions. They're really easy. But yeah, so there you just do at Kelly Green Milligan, and before you get the green typed out, I should pop up. And if you are tagging me on Connect, it is at ScrapInStamp2, ScrapInStamp and a 2. Okay, so do your homework. Remember, for your homework, you're going to pick something. So you're going to pick a cue, whatever the cue is, whether it's your Fitbit, Apple Watch, timer on the stove, a friend, whatever, dog, whatever it is, you're going to pick a cue. Then number 2, you're going to decide what the new behavior is going to be. It doesn't have to be the same for everything. You know, like on the weekends, my behavior would be completely different than what my behavior would be while I'm at work. And then number 3 is you're going to tell me what you think the reward is going to be. So remember to tag me in your homework so I can give out some more Bravo stickers. And we're going to take a quick water break for Barbara, and be right back with our second half. And the second half, oops, which I just accidentally put up, the second half is going to be so cool. So hang with us. I'll be right back. And we are back. This is part 2 of, and I forgot to mention which chat it is. This is part 2 of chat number 140, which is titled, I titled it, The Habit Loop, Find Your Sitting Solution. So this is part 2. This is the extra credit portion, and this will be posted as a separate video. Quick survey. Casey wants to know, do you all still want her to post? She is still going to post it as 2 videos, but she wants to know, do you want the meeting portion to be one 30-minute video and then the extra credit portion to be one 30-minute video, or do you still want the meeting portion to be the full thing and then just the extra credit portion as a 30-minute video? So y'all are going to have to figure out some way to tell her that, because I don't know, and she's busy with Alyssa right now, so she's probably not even still here. Okay, but this is part 2 of chat number, and I already forgot what the number is, 140? Yes, chat number 140. We're going to be talking about portions. So we've had a lot of questions about portions, a lot of questions about serving sizes, a lot of questions about how do you know. Okay, and Casey Betty says 30 and 30. I'm not going to read off every single one of them, but maybe we'll get a chance to go back through, and kind of tally them, or if somebody could kind of keep track of it for me, that would be awesome. That would be so awesome if somebody could keep track of it for me. So, anyway, so we're talking about, and remember the choices are the full video, like the full hour as one, and then the extra credit as 130 minutes. So do you want a 1 hour and then the extra credit is 30 minutes, or do you want a 30-minute and a 30-minute? So, okay, so I think that'll help her. Anyway, we've got a lot of questions about portion control, and a lot of questions about serving sizes and things like that. So, okay. Why is this important? Is it important? Does anybody care? Does anybody care what a serving size is? Does anybody care, how much they're eating? I mean, we have freestyle now, so we have so many things that are 0 points. Does it matter what a serving size is? And the answer is yes. Yes, it matters very much what the serving size is, even things that are 0 points. So let's talk about serving sizes and portion sizes. So there is a difference. I know, I was just kidding. I was kidding when I said, do we even care? So there is a difference. A serving size is a standardized amount. So what you see on the back of containers, that's a serving size. So that's a standardized amount. And it's standardized so that they can say that this amount has this many calories, this many, this recommended this much, or like this much sodium, or a certain percentage of your daily intake of X, Y, and Z, whether it's calories or sodium or potassium or vitamins or whatever. So it's a standardized amount. A portion size is the amount of food that you might choose to eat. So a portion could be more or less. So a serving size, again, is standardized. So a serving size doesn't matter. Yeah, Debbie, exactly. We're coming back. I'm not going to talk about being sick, but we're going to come back around to that. So a serving size is standardized, meaning if you are 4'6" and you weigh 85 pounds, a serving size is still a serving size because it is a standardized amount. So 4'6" and what did I say, 85 pounds, or if you're 6'6" and weigh 285 pounds, a serving size is a serving size is a serving size is a serving size is a serving size. So that is it's a standardized amount. A portion size is what you might choose to eat. So someone who's 4'6" and 85 pounds might choose to eat a smaller amount of food than someone who is 6'6" and 285 pounds. Does that make sense? So everything that we talk about in WW, everything that you should find in any nutritional label, in any recipes and things like that, a serving size should be a standardized amount. We're going to talk about recipes tonight and how to determine a serving size in a recipe, but I'm going to show you how you can adjust a portion size for you. Okay, so that's the difference between a serving size and a portion size. Again, a serving size is standardized. A portion size is going to be dependent on you. It's how much you care to. It's how much you care to to eat. Okay, so Loretta, don't worry about this for soups and chilies and things like that. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. Okay, so for the serving size, how do you know if a standardized serving is enough for you? Here's what I'm going to say: eat one serving. So, unless you're the teeny tiny person and you don't need a whole serving, but eat whatever the standardized serving is. So, like, let's say if you're eating, I don't know, I'm going to pick beans. So, because I love beans. So, if you're eating beans, a serving size of beans is 1 cup. But if you think, oh gosh, I'd like to have some more. Like if you eat a cup of beans, whether you're eating them alone or if you're eating them with something else, but you think, oh man, I'd like to have some more beans. I'm still hungry. And if you still feel hungry, then go have maybe a second serving or maybe a half of a second serving, but go back and have some. So that would be your portion size. So like for me, 1 cup of beans, unless I'm having it with something else, like if I'm at Cracker Barrel and I'm having it like with some grilled chicken and, something else, one serving of beans is not going to be enough for me. So I'm probably going to go back, if we're at home and get a second one. And, and beans are 0 smart points. So there's nothing wrong with eating more beans. Just don't, go crazy. Don't eat more than a serving size at a time unless you think about it. You just have to stop and think about it. So I'm going to say start with a serving, a standardized serving, and then get more if you want your portion to be more. But you have to count it. Remember, whatever you decide your portion is does not eliminate the serving size. It does not eliminate that. Okay, so a few things. We talk about these first couple of things I'm going to show you. We talk about over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, we've talked about this so many times. First of all, you have to make sure if you are going to know what a serving size is, you've got to get yourself some tools. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of money. You can use some things that you probably already have at home. I'm going to show you these again. We do have these in the showroom at KC Kitchen Center, and they're online at kckitchencenter.com. These are really pretty serving spoons. If you're having people over, or if you just want to, kind of kick it up a notch, you can use something like this. They're stainless steel serving spoons, really pretty with the, kind of the scrolled handle, but they are in cup sizes. So you could use these, for your measuring too and your serving, so you don't have to sit and think, I am not going to sit and take a measuring cup and measure out like, a 1 cup of mashed potatoes or 1 cup of macaroni and cheese or 1 cup of rice or 1 cup of whatever, if I'm serving myself out of something that's finished. But I would totally use something like this. So if you don't have something like this, you can use other things that you have at home. This we have talked about over and over and over again. Take some objects that you already have at home. If you don't want to spend money on measuring utensils, take some objects that you already have at home and figure out how many ounces, tablespoons, cups it is. So this little cup, I have a whole bunch of these. Can't even tell you where I got them. Don't remember where I got them. But these are, if you fill them up to here, if you fill them up to underneath this rim, that's 2 tablespoons. But if I fill it to the top, that's 3 tablespoons. Okay, so if the serving size is 2 tablespoons, I have to know that if I use this little cup, because we use this for like the G. Hughes sugar-free honey mustard, which Orlando Debbie, yeah, it's really popular at our house. But I have to know that with these little cups that I have a ton of here at the loft, that if I stop just underneath this ridge, that is 2 tablespoons, which is a serving. if I go to the top, which is tempting to go to fill it all the way to the top, that's 3 tablespoons. So I have to count that or just be aware of it. And if I've got points for it, and if I want 3 tablespoons, that would be a portion size. Okay, does that make sense? Also, just find little objects that you have around the house and figure out what they hold. How do you figure out what they hold, you ask? Kelly is going to show you. So these are just little silicone baking cups that I have at home, but I do use these a lot on other plates to put things in. So if it's something that I'm going to eat less of, it's going to be a smaller amount, then I use these. I have these little glass bowls that I got, I think, at World Market. And yes, Debbie, we love it. That I got at World Market. So what I do with these, if I didn't know, then I would take, and I'm going to try not to spill this on everything. So this is 1 cup. This is a half of a cup. So this is a half of a cup measuring cup. This is this little glass bowl that I have at home. And look, so if I stop, again, just below the rim, that's a half of a cup. So I know now that when I use these, that as long as I don't mound it up and as long as I don't go up to the very top, that's a half of a cup. And I don't have to measure it every time. I can use these. This one's going to be the tricky one. Okay, these little silicone cups. Whoop. If you start with water, it's a lot easier, but don't try to do it while you're live on Facebook. But anyway, these little silicone cups, that used half of that, or if I had time to turn around and get 1/4 of a cup, we would do that. But that's 1/4 of a cup. So I know whenever I'm using one of these little silicone baking cups that that's 1/4 of a cup, and I know when I'm using one of these that it's 1/2 of a cup. Okay, then, so once you use things like that, and you understand, oh, okay, I don't have to get out. So like, I don't have to get out 1/2 of a cup measuring cup every time I want 1/2 of a cup of something. I can just use one of those little glass bowls, and I've got some other bowls that are exactly 1 cup. So if you don't have anything, if you have nothing, and you need to know what the serving size is, you need to know if it's a serving of it. Remember, WW says to use your hand. I also found a really cute one on, it's called Water Tree Health, and they had done it as like a little cartoon, and it was really cute. So the palm of your hand is 3 ounces of poultry, meat, or fish. So, and I know, if you've got ginormous hands, it might be a little bit more, but let's face it, if you have ginormous hands, you probably need to eat a little bit more. But the palm of your hand is about 3 ounces. If you make a fist, that's about 1 cup. So you could use that. If you didn't have anything, to measure with, if you had to guess, you could use this for rice, pasta, fruit, vegetables, ice cream. You could use that to say that was about 1 cup. Your cupped hand, so your cupped hand like this, that's about a 1/2 of a cup. So if you were trying to decide, let's see, I don't know, I want 1/2 of a cup of something, you could use your cupped hand. 2 cupped hands is about 1 ounce. So if you did 2 cupped hands, like if you were going to do pretzels or something like that, you could do that. Your thumb is about 1 ounce. So that's from here to here. It's from here to here. That's about 1 ounce. So if you were looking at peanut butter or hard cheese or something like that, the tip of your thumb is about a teaspoon. So like cooking oil, mayonnaise, butter, something like that. Okay. So you have it in your hand. You literally have serving sizes in the palm of your hand. Okay, so let's talk about some things in the serving sizes and why that might be important. Okay, let's start with my favorites, the potato, the apples, and the bananas. So at some point we have to eat these because we've been using these for 2 weeks. Well, not these bananas. We have new bananas. But the potatoes and the apples we got to eat because we used these last week too. Okay, this is a small potato. So when you're looking online and you see a small potato, that's a small potato. So it should fit in the palm of your hand. This is a medium potato. See how much bigger it is? See how much bigger it is? And if you have a scale, you could weigh these and you could get, I think Debbie was talking about scales up here a little bit ago. But you can weigh these and you can find out exactly and you can count them correctly. But a small potato will just about fit in the palm of your hand. So this one's going to be more like a medium potato. And then if you're from around here, if you're from East Tennessee and you've got Betty's Barbecue, just know those potatoes are like extra mucho grande. So that's not even a large potato. But that's the difference between a potato. Then we have apples. This, when you look online and it says a small apple is a serving size, so that's a small apple. This is a Nona and Alyssa sized apple. This is like almost 2 servings. So this would be my chosen portion, but I also recognize that I am not eating a small apple. So when I track this, even though it is a 0-point food, when I track apples, if I'm eating this, I put a large apple. If I'm eating this, I put 1 small apple. Just know this is a serving size. This would be my portion size. And Alyssa and I usually end up splitting one, but but this is an apple. And it does make a difference, because if you ate, 2 of these versus 2 of these, even though they are 0 points, they are not calorie free. They are not free points. They're just 0 points. Okay, the banana is always the shocker. This one is a banana. So that's a regularly sized banana. So that's 1 serving. This one is like an Oak Ridge banana. Look how big this thing is. I'm not even doing it justice by holding it up like that. Look how big this banana is. Okay, back in the day when WW was doing just, I think it was regular points, a half of one of these bananas was 1 point. So this size banana would have been 2 points. That means this size banana would have been 3 points. Would have been 3 points, okay? So this, bananas are 0, but this is 1 serving of a banana. That's like, that's like a serving and a half of a banana. Okay, so just pay attention, try not to pick the gargantuan fruit unless you are going to count it as gargantuan fruit. Okay, this one I am famous for. So that is a spoonful of peanut butter. Would everybody agree? Does everybody agree that this is a spoonful of peanut butter? I'll give y'all just a second. Yeah, people from Oak Ridge do know how big things get. So everybody would agree this is a spoonful of peanut butter, right? Okay, so to me, this is the perfect size. Okay, that is a tablespoon and a half of peanut butter. This is a tablespoon of peanut butter. Okay? Minus the, yes, Teresa, yes. Minus the little squib that's around here, but that is a spoonful of peanut butter. So that is 1 spoonful of peanut butter. That is 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. So that's 4 points. So everybody just keep in mind, you have to level it off because it's so easy. Yeah, so everybody's saying level off the spoon. So you all are pros, but there are new people. Oops. There are new people. I mean, Heather says she weighs this too. She weighs peanut butter too. But there are new people who don't know that they have to level it off. So Gwen and Barbara says, I want some. So our fearless leader Gwen keeps a tablespoon. She has a rubber band and has it like attached to the side of her her peanut butter jar, so that she has to measure a tablespoon every time. But years ago, this has been years and years ago, what her husband caught her doing was taking a knife and leveling off the tablespoon. So she had 1 tablespoon and then she was licking the knife. So you all saw how much extra that could be. If you used a knife to level that off and then licked the knife, that would be an extra tablespoon. I mean, an extra half of a tablespoon. So that's half of another serving. Now, you might choose to have a tablespoon and a half as your portion size, but 1 tablespoon. So if you look at the nutrition content and the nutritional label and the WW, yeah, I know Heather, right? I know she's the smartest person I know. But if you want to look at the nutritional content, or if you want to do, WW, and I've made a mess of this anyway, you got to level it off. Okay, that is a serving. That is 1 serving, not heaped up like that. Another one that I see a lot of, this is another tablespoon. This is a teaspoon. People looking at recipes, I see a lot of people that they're making recipes that they're counting the serving size as a teaspoon. And Alicia says a tablespoon of peanut butter is like a fly speck on bread. if you heat it up a little bit first, I'm not talking much, but if you heat it up a little bit first, and it'll work too if you heat up the bread. Sometimes I'll put the bread in the microwave just, for like, seriously, for like 10 seconds, and it warms it up enough that the peanut butter just goes whoosh, and it just smears right on. Or if I'm only going to put it on one piece of bread, I'll just put it on half. Instead of trying to smear it over the whole thing and just getting mad, I'll peanut butter half I'll still warm it up a little bit, half the bread, and then fold it over, because that doesn't make me mad nearly like trying to spread it over the whole thing and it not go anywhere. But anyway, I see people all the time making recipes using a tablespoon but looking up a teaspoon, and I see all these recipes where they're like, oh, it's 0 points, or it's only 1 point, or whatever, and I'm like, no, because you just used 3 tablespoons of whatever instead of 3 teaspoons of whatever it was. So be sure you're looking at the right thing. Tablespoon, most of the time on a recipe, is going to say capital T, little BSP. So a big T, and I'll try to get Casey to put that down here in the notes on the YouTube video. But a tablespoon, most of the time, any normal human being is either going to write a capital T for tablespoon and a little t, a lowercase t, for teaspoon, or it's going to be a capital T, lowercase BSP for tablespoon. I think I just said that right. And a lowercase TSP, no B. Okay, yeah, so Lynn does it capital T for tablespoon, lowercase TSP for a teaspoon. I would agree with that, Lynn. Anyway, make sure that you're reading that correctly, because that can make a huge difference. Like just in the Trivia baking blend that I use, if I use a teaspoon, it is 1 smart point. If I use a tablespoon, it's very much sweeter, but that's like almost 3 smart points. So that can make a huge difference. So just be sure you know what you're looking at. Okay, capital T for tablespoon, little t for teaspoon. Okay, beware of packaging. This is VT rice. Casey and I love VT rice. It comes in, this one's Thai jasmine. It comes in, there's a long grain wild rice one and basmati. But we love, and thank you, Sherry, for putting that up, and thank you, Debbie, or thank you, Tedros, for putting that up, and Debbie. Anyway, we love this. So normally, and Carol is reminding everybody that 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. Yeah, so if you get carried away, if you were supposed to have, 1 teaspoon, 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon. So you might have accidentally just put 3 of whatever was supposed to be 1 teaspoon. Okay, so Casey and I love these, but the back of this, please be careful. So nutrition facts: 2 servings per container. Okay, so in wee tiny type, it says 2 servings per container. On the front of this, it says serves 1 as a meal, 2 or 2 as a side. Okay, that does not mean that you can eat this whole thing as a serving. This is 2 servings. So beware of packaging, because food manufacturers would love for us to each eat, like 1 whole one of these instead of sharing it or splitting it into 2, or whatever, because then they would sell twice as much product. But just beware of packaging, necessarily just, VT, because don't get angry, VT people. I love you. I love VT rice. We eat it all the time. Just beware of packaging and be sure the biggest one, and I don't have this because I was not going to buy it just to show it, but and Betty makes 3 servings out of it. It makes a lot of rice, so yeah, you could totally make 3. You could make 3 portions out of it. Remember, Betty, it's got 2 servings, 2 standard units of measure in here, 2 servings, but you could make 3 portions, 3 smaller portions out of it. Yeah. So the one thing that I've seen that was a huge fiasco. I think they're called Lenny's maybe, but they're cookies, and they're like this big. And and I'm making up a number, they were like 4 points or something, 3 points, I don't remember, let's say 4 points. And they're like this big. People were buying them and eating them and going crazy, and everybody was loving them. Everybody was loving these cookies, absolutely loving these cookies. And Angie, I get at Publix and Kroger. Don't remember, I think Food City might have it here. But anyway, so these cookies, everybody was going berserk because these cookies were huge and they were only like 4 points. Okay, but so I bought one years ago. This has been a couple of years ago. I bought one and I was like, man, I want the big cookie that's only 4 points. So, I got it home, I tasted it, it was delicious. It tasted like a regular cookie. It was so good. And I was like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. How is this only 4 points? And after I ate it, after I had eaten it, no wonder it tasted like a real cookie. It's a real cookie. Lenny and Larry ginormous cookie. Exactly. That's it. That's exactly it, Rosie. Yeah, so the serving size is a half of the cookie. So it's like, and it's not even, it's WW math. So instead of being, I think it's, instead of being 4 points for half and 8 for the whole thing, it was in WW math, it was like an extra point. So it was like 9 for the whole thing. Oh my gosh. I was so upset because I was like, I could have just had a regular cookie for 9 smart points. So be careful. Read the packaging before you eat it. So if you wanted a whole Lenny and Larry's ginormous cookie, then if you want a whole one and you've got points for it, then eat it. Just be aware. That is a portion. That is not a serving because it's 2 servings. 2 servings for that. Okay. Real quick. Some things, and Debbie and somebody else have already hit on this, some things are better if you can weigh them. So, pasta always is a dry weight. Not dry weight. It's always a dry amount. It's a dry amount for the measurement. So this particular pasta is from Trader Joe's, and it is, and of course I folded it down where I can't see it. Yeah, Titters, my whole day was busted. It was awful. But anyway, okay, so this pasta is 2/3 of a cup dry. Okay, you can't get this shaped pasta. You cannot get this into 2/3 of a cup unless you bust it up. You would never ever figure it out. So what I do, because I don't have a scale, is I've already figured out, like I took one bag the very first time. It has 8 servings in it, and I literally sat and divided it out into 8 servings, and then I put it into something that I could fit that into. So now I know that containment system is a serving dry. You can also measure it cooked, but by the time it's cooked, I'm going to eat it. And weighing, if you have a scale, things like pasta are always better if you weigh them. Debbie and somebody else were just talking about avocado. Avocado's better if you weigh it because you actually get a little bit more than what it says sometimes, because it just depends on the size of the avocado. So some things are better if you weigh them. Some 0 point things people are tending to get carried away with. So this is carrots. These are baby carrots. Everybody would agree that baby carrots are 0 smart points. I think we would all agree. So, but I see people get bags of carrots like this and just sit down and start eating them. I've done it too. This is a serving size of carrots. So this is 1 serving out of this bag. This bag has 5.5 servings of carrots in it. So if you decide that your portion is going to be an entire bag of baby carrots, that's fine. And yes, it's still 0 points. This is 0 points. This is 0 points. Both of these together is 0 points. But this is 5.5 servings for the whole bag. 5.5 servings of carrots has 192.5 calories. I know it's 0, and I know you expend a lot of, energy eating them, but it's not free. It's just 0. So start with a serving, and if you're still hungry, go back. Start with a serving, and if you're still hungry, go back and make that your portion. Eggs are the same way. Everybody would agree that 1 egg is 0 smart points, right? And that's awesome. That's so fabulous. Everybody would agree that 4 eggs is 0 smart points. But I'm seeing a lot of people eating 4-egg omelets, sometimes 6-egg omelets. Okay, just because they're 0 doesn't mean you should eat that many, unless you're the 6'6", 285-pound, probably guy. Really probably guy, 6'6". But yeah, so that, even though a serving is 1 egg, a portion for somebody that's that tall, muscular, just a big guy, might be 4 eggs. A serving for me is 1 egg. 1 egg. And if I'm really hungry, I might make a 2nd egg, or I might add some egg whites to it. But yeah, so that's a serving is 1 egg, not 4 eggs because they're 0. 1 egg. If you want 4 eggs, do it. Okay, real quick, real quick, don't run away, don't leave me, because I'm going to show you how to adjust a serving size on a recipe. So everybody knows hopefully how to use the recipe builder. If you don't, we do have a chat for that, so you can so you can go back and watch that. I'm sorry I don't have the number there, but I want to show you one things. Yeah, Cheryl, so Cheryl, there's nothing wrong with eating 2 eggs. There's absolutely nothing wrong with eating 2 eggs. Just know that's your portion. That's not a serving size. Okay, so, and Liz, we're not gonna, so sorry, but we are not gonna sidetrack. WW makes their own changes every few years, and it always just gets better and better and better. But anyway, so real quick on the recipe builder, so one thing, get asked about a lot. Soup, chili, things that are going to have a lot of vegetables, a lot of maybe some lean proteins, beans, corn, and a lot of water added to them. And people are like, I have no idea how many servings that is. I have no idea. So do something like this. This pot right here, it's just a stock pot, does not have any markings on them. Does not have any markings on it. My big silver one that we used a couple of weeks ago has markings on the inside, but that's a cheater, so I wanted to show you all this one. If I look on the bottom of this, it says it is a 6-quart pan, but I used a measuring cup and with water, and I filled it up to a reasonable, and I'm not going to pick it up because it's heavy, but I filled it up to a reasonable height in the pan. It only holds, so a 6-quart pan would hold, if it really was 6 quarts, like if I filled it all the way to the top, that would be 24 cups. But it actually only comfortably holds 16 cups. So if I'm making a recipe and I get it filled up to what my comfort level is right here, then I know, because I've done this before, I know that that is 16 cups. And then I know, oh, okay, when I put it in Recipe Builder, I'm going to say that it's 16 cup. It's a 16 cup serving. 16 servings for this recipe. So if you put something in the recipe builder and let's just use that for example. So let's say you're making chili, you're making a big pot of 0-point chili. It's got turkey and lots of vegetables and beans and tomatoes and corn in it. And you know that you're getting it up to 16 cups in your pan, like this, because you've already stopped, taken some water in a measuring cup, and you figured out how much will go in there. Then you're going to tell the recipe builder that it has 16 servings because there's 16 1-cup servings. My opinion, soup, chili, anything like that, it's going to be 1 cup per serving. But let me show you with this real quick. And then if you decide you want your portion to be 1.5 cups or 2 cups or whatever, you can adjust accordingly, and the points are going to go up or down depending on your portion size, but you'll know the serving size is 1 cup. This is something that John and I made tonight, or I made it tonight, and John and I ate it tonight. This is going to be a creamy beefy tot bake. So it does have tater tots, and it's got cheddar cheese soup and things like that. But when I was making it, I put it in an 8x8 pan, and I wanted it to be 4 servings. So I put into Recipe Builder, and I'm going to show you this. And no, this recipe's not up yet. I'll try to get up as soon as I can on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And remember, Jessica's working on that now. Okay, so there is my creamy, and I'm not going to keep y'all all night. It's already 3 after. So if you can see it, there is the creamy beefy top bake, and I have put it into Recipe Builder. And if you don't know how to use Recipe Builder, there is another chat for that. But I put in there, once I put my ingredients in, or while I was putting my ingredients in, I put, hopefully you can see it, that there were 4 servings. Okay, so 4 servings, because it was an 8x8 pan. That seemed reasonable to me. This is a 1/4 of that 8x8 pan. So, you can see that's a nice little size. I don't have to worry about, is this a cup? Is it a cup and 1/4? Is it a blah, 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 blah? It's just a 1/4 of everything that I put into the Recipe Builder that went into that pan. So this is 1/4 of it. And I'm not wound up about if it's a cup or a 1.5 cups or whatever. It's a 1/4 of what I put in that pan. But I took out a 1/4 of it, and then when John and I were eating it, because I had enough points, and I was hungry, not just because it was there, but I was actually hungry because we didn't have much for lunch today, and we hand washed the Jeep. So, so this serves 4. So I had tracked a serving as I had tracked it, as 1 serving. But if I wanted my portion, if I was going to do it Oh, hold on. I didn't mean to click on that. Hold on just a second. So let's say, for example, that I was going to start only making it last 3. Then you can click on the edit and the number that it's going to serve, take off the 4 and change it to 3 and update it. And now I've got 9. Or if I thought, I don't know, that's an awful lot of points. I still love this recipe, but I want to try and make it 6. So I want to try and make it or 7 or 8. I want to try and make it only 4 points. I want to try to get it to where it's only 4 points. Well, then if you just keep playing with the recipe builder, hopefully y'all can see that. If you keep playing with the recipe builder, I had to take it to 8 servings, which would be totally easy to do in that. And changing it to 8 servings makes it only 4 smart points. And then when you get ready to track it, if I decided to eat 2 servings of it, it would just pop right back up to 6. Okay, so hopefully that explains the difference between a serving size and a portion size. So again, a serving size is what the standardized measurement is, and the portion size, let's see, serving size is the standardized amount. It's going to be on all your nutrition labels, anything like this. It's the serving size. That's what the serving size is going to be. WW is always going to show you the points in a serving size. A portion size is how much you choose to eat, and that's all going to be dependent on how hungry you are, how many points you have, how big, maybe how big you are. That's going to make a big difference. So hopefully that explained everything. I hope that you all will take that and that you will use it for your good. I hope that's what you all were looking for. My people who were looking for a chat on serving sizes, please let me know how I did. Let me know if that's what you were looking for, or if I need to head in a different direction. And now everybody wish me luck as I try to not eat this open peanut butter. So yeah, that's going to be a hard one. So I'm going to go figure out how to put that up without eating it. And let's see if we can get Dusty over here to tell us goodnight. Don't forget to do your homework from part 1. It does look like the majority of the people, and somebody tell me, it looks like the majority of the people do still want Casey to do the videos as one, when she does them on YouTube, as one long one that is the chat. It's the classroom portion and the extra credit. And then the second one, just keep it at the 30 minutes of extra credit. No, and Angie, this is 8 points. I don't have 8 points tonight to put this. Yes, that would be delicious on this apple, on this smaller apple, but I don't have 8 points for that tonight. Okay, Dusty, you to say goodnight? Okay, let me see if I can get Dusty over here to say goodnight. Come on, buddy. Oh, he's going, it doesn't smell like meat, Mama. I don't want to get up. Come here. He's thinking this is a bait and switch because it smells like peanut butter instead of smelling like meat over here tonight. But, okay, so I will try to get the recipes on there. Please use the recipe builder. Yes, Tedder's exactly just said, love the recipe builder, determines what the growing boys around here get for dinner. Seriously, I mean, it makes such a huge difference. But Dusty, tell everybody good night. We will have Alyssa tomorrow. Thank you all again, everyone who was at Wednesday night's extra chat. Thank you again for that, for the launch of KCKitchenCenter.com. And now we'll get to work on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. But good night, everybody. It was so good to see you. If you're watching this later on YouTube, please watch the next video, subscribe, or you can order a spreadshirt over here. And I'm going to tell y'all good night. See you next week. Good night.